If you want to develop a large pair of boulder shoulders that really burst through your shirt, then you need to do some form of vertical pressing. You need lat raises as well, but vertical presses are going to allow you to apply the most stimulus to your shoulders and allow them to grow the most. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 of my favorite vertical presses that are going to blow up your shoulders. So let's get into it. So the first press is the standing overhead press. The most basic variation on the list. Brutally hard, it's brutally effective, and it gets your body strong as one unit. Your coordination and kinesthetic awareness gets trained on this lift because as you press the bar past your face, you have to move your head back and forth so you don't smash your face into the bar. Also, you're standing on your feet the whole time and you have to keep your legs tight, rooted into the ground so you don't come off of balance. Your core strength gets trained a lot in this lift because your core has to stay strong and rigid so your body doesn't bend all over the place. Also, like I just mentioned, your legs get hit a ton in this because they have to stay strong and keep your body perfectly upright. So if you're into any type of sport, this lift will get you brutally strong at that sport. And finally, this lift is the easiest variation in terms of application because all you really need is a bar and a rack and you're good to go. You can even just use a bar and clean it off of the floor if you're a madman, but if you do that, that's gonna really limit you in the future, the stronger you get in terms of your clean strength. So for your best bet, use the bar on the rack. The second press is the AD press. The anterior delt press, or the Alpha Destiny press, who it was popularized by, is a seated, back-supported version where the bench sits at a super high incline. As the bench is not perfectly upright at 90 degrees, but rather a few notches back, making it a super high incline press. So the angle of the bench is sitting somewhere around 70 degrees, depending on how high or low you make the angle. Due to the back support in this lift, it takes a lot of the balance and a lot of the coordination out of the lift. The core and lower back are recruited minimally, and zero balance is required because you're locked into the bench. This allows you to produce more force output because when your body senses instability, force output goes down as a built-in safety mechanism. Therefore, hitting your muscles harder and going to failure is a lot safer compared to another vertical press where there is more balance and stability required. So I would make the argument that this press is probably the best press on the list in terms of strict muscle hypertrophy. And to take it one step further, you can even perform the AD press on a Smith machine, taking even more stability and balance out of the lift, making it even better for hypertrophy. An example of the stability factor would be to compare a squat on a Bosu ball compared to a hack squat machine. On the hack squat, it's not uncommon to see people squat with 3, 4, 5+ plates on the machine. Due to the extreme stability, the machine only allows you to go up and down in one direction, therefore really allowing you to push the intensity and approach failure or even go beyond failure in a very safe manner, which is awesome for hypertrophy. Whereas on a Bosu ball, no one is going anywhere near using 3 plates when squatting on it. Even body weight is hard enough on a Bosu ball due to the extreme instability. You're wobbling all over the place, which is why squatting on a Bosu ball is a terrible option if your goal is muscle hypertrophy. The third press is the trap bar overhead press. The only downside to this press is that it looks weird. But once you get over that, this press becomes insanely effective. The neutral grip is a lot easier on your shoulder joints and your wrist joints. You get a slightly deeper range of motion due to the neutral grip, and usually the grip is a bit wider outside of your shoulders compared to a straight bar version. When I do a trap bar overhead press, I feel a big stretch in my traps when I go all the way down. And less coordination is required compared to a straight bar version because you're standing inside the bar. When you press it, you don't need to move your head back and forth because the bar's got no chance of smacking you in the face. So if your shoulders ever feel a bit funky when you're doing an overhead press, I would highly recommend the trap bar overhead press. Because of the neutral grip, it's just a lot more natural on your shoulder joints. They can easily fit more in the scapular plane compared to a straight bar version, and your elbows can travel forward a lot easier, which is a lot safer technique. Overall, the trap bar overhead press is a very joint friendly variation. And keep in mind, when you do this, grab the low handles. Don't grab the high handles, because that's just gonna make the bar wobble even more. So grab the low handles and you're good to go. And the fourth press is the handstand push up, the king of all vertical presses. I've already made a full video going into depth about the handstand push up. They get you stupid strong, especially if you're sitting at a higher body weight. Insane kinesthetic awareness is trained, and insane coordination is trained with this lift, especially when you can pump out high reps with a full range of motion. They carry over to all vertical presses, free weight, dumbbells and machines. They blow your shoulders up, they get you swole, and also it just looks cool as fuck when you can do them. Everyone from young kids to your grandparents will be impressed if you can perform high rep sets of handstand push-ups in front of them. And finally, because it's a calisthenics movement, you can do them at any place, at any time, with minimal equipment. All you need is a wall to perform them, and it's very forgiving on your recovery and your joints. So high frequency and high volumes is very applicable when doing this movement. So basically, there's no reason not to do a handstand push-up. So those are my 4 vertical press variations. Do them, get strong at them, blow your shoulders up and make some gains. So with that being said, try it out for yourself and see how you go from there. Until next time, peace.